diseases in Australia. Although it is directed at a broader audience, it is still relevant to the way in which we as RNs deliver care to people with chronic conditions, as we make up part of the collaborative whole. But the real question is, how does this bit of paper impact on the lives of people living with chronic illness? To answer this, I'm going to talk about a particular individual who I've had the pleasure of caring for. Tani is a 9-year-old girl, and her experience of living with cystic fibrosis has not only touched my life, but reminded me of why I decided to do nursing in the first place. The Australian Institute of Health and Welfare 2016 describes cystic fibrosis as a hereditary disease that affects the respiratory, gastrointestinal, and reproductive tracts. It is characterized by an overproduction of thick mucus in the glands of the affected areas. This obstructed mucus makes it difficult for the individual to breathe and can cause frequent chest infections. Such complications can significantly shorten life expectancy. However, if you ask Tani what CF means to her, she simply states it's just something she was born with. Tani was diagnosed with CF when she was just 2 years old, and with her resilient personality and passion for life has not let her diagnosis hold her back. She is planning a trip to Disneyland and aspires to be a nurse one day. The NCDS has 4 action areas. I have chosen Action Area 4, Self-Management. CF is incurable and is not preventable, making self-management key in reducing the burden on the individual and the healthcare system. Self-management involves the individual actively managing their own healthcare in cooperation with family and professionals, emphasizing the importance of person-centeredness. Drury and Anon, 2014, page 42. So let's take a look at how this action area plays a part in Tani's life, using the aspects of self-management outlined in the NCDS. The nurse can play an important role in any of these interventions. Health promotion and risk reduction. This could be particularly relevant as Tani enters her teenage years and may engage in risky behaviours according to Suris et al. 2008. The nurse must be opportunistic in encounters and age-appropriate when educated. Informed decision-making. For Tani, this relates to her decision on whether or not to have a lung transplant in the future. Care planning. Involves evaluating and adjusting her daily diet and physical activity regularly, incorporating respite and psychological support for her mother as primary carer. Lipkin and Laskin, 2006, page 137. And lastly, an action plan to recognise when Tani is becoming unwell and intervene appropriately. Medication management. Tani has her medication reviewed regularly by her doctor. Working with healthcare providers. Tani is in contact with numerous services, hence she requires care coordination and effective communication as she transitions from paediatric services to adult healthcare. Craig et al. 2007, page 333. Tani has the means to manage her condition, but it is up to her whether or not she follows through with her care. Nurses can play a significant role in monitoring how well she is self-managing through a strong therapeutic relationship. McCulloch and Price, 2011, page 164.